So there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there? What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day? To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteon and her sisters. Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them. And they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life. As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long. And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteon. Let us head back.
All right!
I like I like this Fandango. This Fandaniel, I will actually like. I like to get to know. The prodigal familiar returns, and after causing all manner of trouble while we were in our meeting, I'm sure. Were you able to get some rest? Please do not hesitate to let us know if you're feeling tired. I worry we might exhaust your scarce reserves of ether. I'm glad Hermie saw the flowers. Thank you, Vamron. It will help, I hope. Today will be difficult for him. An all too brief interlude, perhaps, but it is time I attend to my next task. As Emisel and Athadius are aware, we've reached a verdict regarding the fate of the Iclians. 7 were created for observation, and all 7 must be unmade. Doors has followed the correct protocol, and as Chief Overseer, I can find no fault in his judgment. The Iclians would disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released into the wild, and they cannot be allowed to remain here in Elpis. I intend to petition the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazardous life form. Hathadias has pledged to support me in this endeavor. Yet, whatever the Bureau decides, the existing echoes have served their purpose. Doors has already isolated the creatures and is preparing to carry out the necessary measures. I will join him forthwith. It is my duty to witness the conclusion to this study. If you are resolved, then we have but to accompany you. Of course, let us be off then. We return to the main aisle. Yeah, like I am like almost 100% positive if the seed of Fandaniel was not shattered, then or sundered, then he absolutely would have been with us. Doris, are you hurt? What happened here? They they caught me off guard. I had them bound with etherical shackles, but they became frenzied, even more so than usual, and broke free. I was able to stop 4, but the other 3 escaped. I see them. 2 have taken to the air above the 12 wonders. The last is up ahead, lurking in the fields. You and Vamron handle that one. The pair in the sky you can leave to me. If this is how it must end, then so be it. I will render assistance to him itself, unneeding though it is. Oh yeah, he is, like, he's so good. Oh, I heart him so much. Mitten, you stay here with Doris. But Hermes, the Ichians must be reverted. I will spare you their pain, and mine. This is my burden, not yours, but if you are intent on helping, then please, follow my lead. Yeah, it's really good to finally, like, see him as our new friend, instead of our new old friend. I appreciate your help, and lament that it is necessary. There it is, our quarry, within striking distance at present. But if it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. Here is my plan. You will approach slowly, in full view, and draw the Ekin's attention. Now, I warn you, its abilities are as fierce as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash orbs of flame. But fear not. By my measure, you are more than equal to the task, withstanding the onslaught for a few brief moments, and that will give me time to catch it unawares. Ready? Then let us begin.
Now. Oh. Forgive me. Please, forgive me. May you and your kin find peace. Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten. In concept endure. To reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire. Hate, if that be your want. We are worthy. But leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high, fly free.
Join the convocation, Hermes. You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Van Daniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts, I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please don't be angry. It hurts so.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
It has been quite an exciting visit for you thus far. Oh, you weren't injured, were you? Good, good. The other icons have been taken care of. The incident is resolved, and life in Eplis continues as normal. Or ends, as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well deserved the rest, there is a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. Yet never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment? Oh, oh, Emmett. Oh, buddy. Where to now? If there is anywhere you would like to visit before we leave, I should be glad to show you the way. Hermes has not yet outright refused a position with the convocation, merely postponed the decision. As such, I may as well resume my assessment. If we cannot accompany him, then I will content myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist, then allow me to remain your humble guide. And what of you, Vamron? Will you continue along with us? Wonderful. Our fellowship travels on unbroken. I say we explore another part of Elpis and see what new encounters there are to be had. If you would follow me, we will first head back towards Agranos. Well, yeah, in regards to like, deeply caring for like animals and stuff like that, I relate to Hermes on a very personal note. Like, I get that. Like, I feel that really, really, really hard. Didn't we part ways with Hermes not far from here? Given the size of Elpis, I expect our paths will cross again before long. From here, we follow the path northwards to Nonanis. There we will find one of the nesses which facilitate travel between islands of Elpis. First-time travelers must be accompanied by someone with the requisite permissions, which I have previously been granted. We only need to use the device together once, and henceforth you will have leave to use it freely. Shall we? Oh, that's a hunt right there. Yay, you get to go to a different island. Unless the need is pressing, I won't be tracking Hermes with my ethereal sight. 'Tis poor man's to spy on someone's comings and goings in such a fashion, so don't ask. Social conventions notwithstanding, receiving ether requires deliberate and intense concentration, and we otherwise keep our eyes on the corporal world. Here we are, Notice. The nexus that will take us to Palaminios, Zephyros, a western island. That's it right there, looming large over us. Step this way, and we can soon admire the view from above.
I present to you Calamelios Zephyros.
Yep, not saying that word correctly ever.
Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos. Right then. Let's begin by... Well, well. An Arrhaeus. How delightful.
And what, pray tell, is that?
Ah, that's a new species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago. Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept. At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact, and then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight, another superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst, concepts with multiple heads, or arms arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end, I couldn't deny their passion. And here we are.
Hello, Heidelin.
That was too close. Are you unharmed? Well now, if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Banar, that we should meet you here.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star. Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down, she carries on with her work. Vanar is her name, and she is the previous Azem.
I'm sorry,
It's been
what?
a while, Hythlodaeus. You look well. Less so, Emmet Selk. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number. A shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
How is he, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
Oh, you know I am. Now then, you are? I say, have you perchance come from the future? I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you. Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
right? It's just like, oh yeah, Hyden or Vannon. Yeah, that was Azine. So, anyways, how's your day going, Emmett? What? I'm sorry, we're not talking about this right now. Jesus Christ.
I see you are not ignorant to its presence. And while there are many protective spells, the one you bear is unmistakably mine.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
Please tell me I'm not saying everything. I'm just like, I can't. I'm sorry.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting. I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future. Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge, so you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest. Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself. As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation? I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's behest. If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos. We were meant to meet. I am certain of it. Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly, and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to. And quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
So that was a lot. And there I thought you were a harmless stray familiar. As far as I'm concerned, this nebulous talk of future this and changing history that can wait. First, I mean to find out exactly who you are and what you hope to achieve here. The future, our future. I am definitely curious to hear more. My apologies, but before we move along, a colleague has tasked me with a matter which I'd rather not leave unresolved. It involves finding a certain concept engraved crystal, and the quick-fingered Oris have made off with it. An Oris, you say? I think we might have seen the culprit before being distracted by that business with the shark. Would you like us to follow its ethereal trail? That would, of course, lead us only to the Oris. There is no guarantee that it hasn't dropped or stashed away the crystal you seek. Please, even that much would be enormously helpful. While you are hunting down the thief, I can follow behind and scour the forest floor just in case. Could I ask you to join the search? I would appreciate another pair of eyes to cover the land to the west of here. Many thanks. There is a small bridge leading to Pontius Ocius. Let us meet up there once we've exhausted our efforts. I'm still processing everything that I just heard. Kind of, it's kind of a lot to take in. Okay. If things hold true, I shouldn't be getting another cutscene. But I might be getting another cutscene. At least I shouldn't be getting a... no. Okay, so... I'll most likely go get to the town, and then we'll have a cutscene. The problem you present is vexing enough without adding the old Azim into the equation. As she wonders why these lines upon my brow grow deeper, when she herself wields the hammer and chisel. The Azims, both mentor and student, are a force to be reckoned with. I find them a delight, personally, but they have a habit of making Emet look as if he had bit down on a sour grape. Our last searcher returns. I am afraid the Oris no longer had the crystal, nor was I able to find it as I followed in its wake. I don't suppose you fared any better. The crystal. Well done. Wonderful. Now I can focus on your tale without the missing concept nagging at my mind. Have you always had a knack for finding things? I've often been asked to do so. Oh, you too. Some of us seem destined to always be searching, for ourselves and for others. Long ago, when I held the seat of Azine, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search of answers to people's problems. Naturally, the need for such journey has lessened considerably since I entrusted the position to my whimsical successor. Yet I am so eager to come running should an old acquaintance or new interest require my personal attention. That is what brings me to Elpis, in fact. Many times has my presence been requested, my opinion sought concerning the habit of this and that creation. Agreeing to help locate the missing crystal was a minor distraction, which now promises to become a major revelation. How strange and wonderful it is the way one thing leads to another, wouldn't you agree? Thank you again for your timely help. Now then, I return